Madam Chair, you'll remember this amendment perhaps from last year's markup. This amendment would prohibit the purchase of agricultural land in the United States by companies from China, Russia, North Korea, or Iran. And while I was proud that a nearly identical amendment offered by voice was approved by voice vote last year, the final conference bill reduced the language to an additional report by the USDA, which, similar to our last debate, to my knowledge, we have not yet received. We've agreed to include additional adversaries in the base amendment this year, given the horrific events in Ukraine at the hands of Russia and the Putin regime. As many members of this committee know, China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea are not our allies. These authoritative regimes continue provoking nations worldwide, including Russia and Ukraine, China and North Korea in the Asian Pacific and globally, and Iran in the Middle East. For over a decade, China has continued to expand its global reach with its Belts and Road Initiative, including new energy and infrastructure investments in the Americas. Next on their agenda is food production. What do you need to sustain national as well as food security? You need independent energy and food production. Now, I want to be very clear about this. This is about our country's national security and ensuring that adversaries like China, like Russia, like North Korea, or Iran do not gain a foothold on American soil. There are currently no federal safeguards against these regimes from buying resources in the United States. The only restrictions on agricultural land ownership are those imposed by only 6 states, and even those laws can be circumvented, and many states have no restrictions whatsoever. The People's Republic of China is only interested in reaping every possible benefit from U.S. land without giving back or considering our future to sustain an independent energy and food production. More needs to be done to ensure the U.S. food supply chain is secure and independent. The U.S. cannot become dependent on our adversaries for our domestic food supply. With that, I would encourage my colleagues to support this amendment once again, and I'll yield back.